In this video, we are going to talk about AI agents in production. Usually, a lot of people, if not all, make demos of AI agents, but when you go into production, when you go into the real world and deploy the agent for other people, there are some things that happen that you might not have seen in the demo. So that's what we are going to cover today, the demo versus the production gap. An agent that works once is not production ready. Just because you make a demo and it works, it doesn't mean it's ready to deploy to multiple users where they can handle different inputs or whatever. So what a demo does, it has happy path inputs, meaning you know the input fits your narrative. You create the agent around this input. So it's very important to have multiple different inputs to handle edge cases and even put problematic inputs to capture errors that users will 100% do. In demos, you have few tool calls, especially the more you use the agent, the more you know how to validate your workflow and the whole system. While in the production, there are a lot of failures, a lot of retries. Things do go wrong. Technology is just not there yet. Also, in the demo, you have a clean context window. You know how to prompt the agent, but you rarely try to break it. And in a lot of cases, in production, users don't know the absolute best way to use the agent. They're going to bloat the context. They're going to miss relative information. So you need to handle that before you go into production. The user in the demo is cooperative. They want to be there. They probably need know what to do. They have assistance. While on production, you will have malicious users. Users will try to take advantage of what you created, either to copy it or use it to do harm. Sadly, this is done not by a lot of people, but these people do exist in the real world. The demo shows a successful run, but in production you get thousands of runs, hopefully for you. If you do something good and it has success, you will have thousands of runs. But you need to see, is it reliable? On over these thousands of tasks, how reliable is it going to be? So we're going to look at 5 common failure modes. The first one is something that I have seen, especially when I created my first agents. It's the infinite loop. No termination condition is set, or tools kind of succeed but miss the mark. To fix that, well, you will have to create logs, first of all, to understand what goes on, and then you need to set a max amount of iterations, as well as define explicit success conditions. You need to handle the end, and if something goes wrong, you need to say, we're done, let's go at it again. So set always max iterations of your agent, how much it's going to loop over the task, over the tools, trying to fulfill your goal, and also make sure to have a way to check if the goal was achieved. In many cases in the real world, wrong tools will be selected. There is a very obvious thing that happens when we create tools, especially when we run over the deadlines, when we try to make more and more things. We might have tools that overlap, we might have bad tool descriptions, we might even have bad tools that will cause a lot of other issues. We need to be able to write precise, non-overlapping tool descriptions and test edge cases. Always test edge cases. Try to test every crazy kind of input a user would ever give to your agent. Try to break it. Try to attack it. Handle the attack, handle the error to make reliability better for the end user. A lot of times, tools also output a lot of stuff. Too much data. They flood context, they exhaust the context window of LLMs. This massively degrades performance. You need to be able to filter the tool levels. You need to set a limit to the results. You need to keep the context relative. And what I usually do is I have a deterministic function that I tell it, I want this amount of level of information in this case. I always try to keep the context clear. I always try to put those, what we said, guardrails on the agents to make sure that they don't do whatever they want, that they don't, go off and do their thing. You always need to have a leash and make sure that you control the agent. In other cases, there is premature termination of agents. The agent returns, but hasn't gathered enough information. This is something that you are going to see in a lot of research papers. Verification steps. You need to add them. You need to set minimum thresholds. Usually this is done better when you add a separate LLM call, which is going to cost, to verify the steps, verify the answer before responding. This massively improves the performance because real LLMs that are state of the art can do that. They got enough intelligence to act as judges of the answer and understand if they have fulfilled their goal or not. This is a cheat code. Always try to do it if possible. And the final issue that you are going to encounter is cascading errors. A tool fails, returns bad data, the agent proceeds, goes again and again, and one error pile on top of the other, and the system breaks and you don't know where it broke. You need to be validating the tool outputs. You need to try and add retry logic on failures. You need to handle exceptions. You need to handle and log errors. You need to understand when something goes wrong. Why it went wrong? Did you handle it correctly? Did the agent recover from it or just push the error down the line to the next tool, to the next part? It's very important. You need to understand what happens in the agent. And this is all because you need reliability. You need a reliable agent because the agent by design is unreliable and has a lot of uncertainty. And to solve this, you need observability, which I told you with the logs, with the guardrails, and the leash. So, first of all, reliability. You need fallback behavior. When something fails, the agent must not ignore it. We always need to handle the error. We need to have a fallback option. Never burn the boats with agents. Always keep a backup. You can do it with retry logics, like have failures, like timeouts, rate limits. Go ahead, retry. But failures at core level that are persistent require a different solution. Also, you need to try and make sure that the agent can reach the goal, even if some tools are unavailable. In many cases, that might happen. You might be able to reach a goal even when some tools are not available. So this is what means designing for partial failures. And we always need to validate the arguments of the tool. The input the tools get before execution need to be validated. This will solve so many of the issues we discussed before. So for observability, Langsmith is not optional. Langsmith is a framework built on top of LangChain that allows you to see the logs, the steps, everything. It gives you a complete log detail. It's done very simply. We will see everything in this course, but it makes your life developing agents, testing them, understanding them a lot easier. You will have to trace every step, guys. You need to do this. This is so important. You need to be logging everything from the reasoning of the LLM to the tool inputs, the outputs. You need to log everything. When something fails, don't forget it. Understand what went wrong, reconstruct what happened, and fix it. Handle the edge cases, handle the failures, and the system will become massively better. And never forget to measure performance. See how much token cost you have. See if the LLM you use is overkill for the task you need to make. See is the response fast enough or the user will close the application because they're bored. How frequently tool calls are done. Do you have a tool that is used all of the time? Try to optimize it. Do you have tools that are never called? Remove them, reduce complexity. So this is observability. And let me tell you something. Latency can turn off users. Token cost can close your business down, so you need to always remember these things. Finally, about security. People will try to hack your agent, take advantage of it, make it do things you don't want it to do. This is called prompt injection. They put a prompt to make your agent to manipulate its behavior, so you always need to filter for that. You always need to make sure that your tools have the correct permissions. For example, a send email tool should not be able to read every email in the inbox. And also, try to put human approval, especially in real-world risky tasks. Add human in the loop. Humans love it, especially people that are not experts in these technologies. And always audit logs. Every action the agent takes should be logged with a timestamp, user context, outcome. This is so important. If something goes wrong, have the logs. Find what happened. save yourself. A few words about cost and latency. Every time the agent does a loop, you pay money. Production systems, well, need to handle both cost and latency. Every LLM token you spend costs money. Every tool call costs money. The agent with more steps, more cost per request. You need to be tracking the cost. You need to be doing budget control. And make sure to always, this is so important, set cost limits per session or per user. Because something might go wrong and you might get a huge bill that you might not be able to afford. Always set limits. Latency and user experience. Multi-step agents are sadly slow. You should not always use them. Users should never wait in silence. Try to stream immediate steps to the UI. Add a message. Educate the user. Make a small game for the user to play while they wait for the request. Make them do something. This is what happens with the elevators when you listen to music. You listen to music and you forget that you are waiting for a minute to reach a specific floor in the elevator. It's a trick. So the agent's reasoning as it happens. I don't really suggest that. In some use cases, especially in the technical world, this is nice. But what I personally do is I add tool call observability. I show to the users what is the current step happening, when it's completed, when it's successful. So I keep them engaged, give them a little bit of dopamine, a little bit of curiosity, keep them in the loop, and always manage expectations. In many cases, you might have to set a timeout. Make sure to show progress. So building for production, terminate conditions, when to stop the loop, and what actually stops the loop. Handle errors, what happens on failures. Validate the inputs and the outputs. Observe the logs, trace every decision, everything that happens. You need to know it happened, how it happened, why it happened, what failed, what succeeded. You need to know what happens in the system. Security. You need to put guardrails against prompt ejections, against wrong permissions, and always audit logs. Finally, you need to control costs. Max iterations, token limits, selecting the right LLM, reducing the complexity, and making sure that tools and failures are handled correctly and are fixed in due time. And add humans in. Understand that agents might need to pause at some point, that they need to get a validation from the user. The final point is so important. We are not at a point where people are out of the loop. We still make agents for companies and people, and humans need to be in the loop, and they will appreciate it so much.